Hey everyone, I think the mic's working. Hold up. Yes, it is. Hello everyone, it's Alexander, the real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to either YouTube or Twitch, depending on where you are watching this. We made it. We're at the home stretch. Only got 3 more movies left. The 2-part final chapter and the epilogue of the Infinity Saga. And ironically, on the day Black Widow gets delayed again, and is going to do the day and date theaters and Disney Plus Premium Access release. So, yeah, that's happening. Hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome. Welcome. Hello there, Walter Sorsa from Finland. Different time zone over there. So, you have a good night and stay safe over there. Razorback says Black Widow is cursed. Yeah. Out of all the MCU movies coming out this year, hopefully this year, Black Widow's the one that I just don't really, I don't say I don't care about it, but it's the one that I'm the least excited for because the MCU hasn't done me wrong yet. So, that's all good. Turner Jenkins, Abomination, 2008, Spiders Prime, William Clark, TP Productions, Razorbike, welcome. Have I seen the Carl's Jr. commercial for Godzilla vs. Kong? No, I'm trying to avoid anything involving that movie so I can avoid spoilers because it's coming out internationally this week, but for us in the U.S., we have to wait an additional week, so I am not paying attention to anything. I'm trying to actively avoid that movie, and even though yesterday I just put up a video that was basically did a whole history lesson on the 2 monsters. From this point on, I'm just gonna pretend that movie's not coming out. Helix Nukes, hello there, welcome via Twitch. Anyway, before we get started, I want to just go over the basic rundown. If you subscribe to me on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/realmrrobinson. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I do apologize that there was no stream this past weekend. I've just been so exhausted that I needed the weekend off. I need the weekend off to work on some stuff and just relax. But there will be a stream this week. No Batman Arkham City, but we are finishing Injustice Gods Among Us because I am all DC'd out, honestly. That will be Saturday. Then the Sunday, it's going to be some random Pokemon Sword gameplay because... mainly, it's just so I can test out my Switch and get all the functions correct, so I can actually stream on Twitch using the Switch. Boy, that's confusing when 2 words rhyme. So that's what's going on Twitch. And then of course this coming Thursday we have Avengers Endgame. Next Tuesday will be Spider-Man Far From Home, and then that's it for watch parties until May 4th with the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Anyway, if you're watching me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is my main hub of entertainment. Yesterday, I just did a half-hour video on the history of both King Kong and Godzilla in preparation for Godzilla vs. Kong. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a review for 1950's Cinderella, because I'm reviewing all the Disney animated movies from Snow White to Wreck-It Ralph every Wednesday of the year. And I don't know what I have in store in terms of new reviews this week. Oh, I will be next week, I will be starting my reviews for the first 2 Mortal Kombat movies and prep for the new one, which I've never seen either Mortal Kombat movie, so this should be interesting. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/therealmrrobinson. You get individual, if you pledge $3 and above, you get reviews to individual TV episodes, more specifically WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm still working on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision review. I'm going to be working on the episode 1 review for Falcon and the Winter Soldier soon. It's going to be spoiler-filled, unlike the one I just posted on YouTube a couple days ago. And I'm still working through WandaVision. But if you cannot support the channel financially, that's totally fine. Subscribing to me on YouTube or following me on Twitch is good enough. I appreciate any type of support. With that being said, let's jump right into the movie. I'm going to start the counter. This is the beginning of the end. I'm pushing the play button right now. Oh, by the way, Abomination 2008 asked Thanos or Darkseid. Um, I apologize to no one in advance for the pot shots. The pot shots I'm going to be making towards Darkseid in this movie during this watch party. Like I still like Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Darkseid was really sucked in that movie. This was such an ominous opening, and the first time we see that 10, like marking the MCU's 10th anniversary. Oh, by the way, this is that was Kenneth Branagh, the director of the first Thor, voicing that Asgardian making the distress call, or maybe it was a Sakaran warrior. Who knows? Yeah, is that what all those dead bodies mean? Is Ebony Maw? I don't know what Scientology has to deal with this, but nobody takes. I'll tell you this: unlike the MCU, nobody takes Scientology seriously. Yeah, no, Thanos is purple. Like he's only pink because of the bright light in on Titan. Hello there, DeQuantate. Okay. Yeah, about that brother. That's not entirely true. So Loki actually delivered the Tesseract to Thanos. I have heard about Godzilla Island. It looks really, really cheap. This is a great way to really show you how much of a menace Thanos is. Like the second Ebony Maw, like during this fight, it's like, oh man, the Hulk's got the advantage and he's about to wreck Thanos. But then when Ebony Maw says, "Let him have his fun," you're like, oh no, something's gonna happen. Yeah, the Avengers are fucked. Like if Thanos, if the Hulk, the one team member that they usually use as a last resort, couldn't take out Thanos in the first battle, then this is gonna be tough. And there's our answer to how Thor got to Earth in the first Avengers, since the Bifrost was destroyed. Thanos. No, I've not. I've not heard of that Friday the 13th. Is that a joke involving Ant-Man crawling up his butt? Of course it is. It's such a tired joke. I love the. There's something funny about the sounds Thanos makes whenever he gets a new stone. So, what was Loki's goal here? Was like, did he know he was gonna die, or did he really think he was gonna kill Thanos? It's like, yeah, Thanos. Thanos isn't tricked by Loki this time. Yeah, Thanos didn't really forget. Like, what's so funny about what Thanos does is, like, he doesn't really seem like he wants to kill people until he gets all the stones and snaps his fingers. He sure took joy out of killing Loki, and it's so weird that like a character that has like been mostly a villain and has stabbed Thor in the back repeatedly, we feel something for that death. But you might be spending time with another Loki from another timeline. Yeah, it's like people say that, oh, this death doesn't mean anything since Loki's getting his own series. Yeah, but technically that's a Loki from, like, the Loki we're going to be following in the Disney Plus series the is from another timeline. The Loki we've been just like what happens in Endgame with Gamora, but the Loki we've been following is truly dead.
Um, a lot of people have said that a lot of people felt like this film made Thor Ragnarok unnecessary. No, I don't think so at all.
Boom! Just crash right in the stairway. That shot always confused me, like, cause it's like, did Stephen Strange's clothes just transform? It boggles my mind that they didn't bring back Alan Silvestri for Age of Ultron. Cause, man, that Avengers theme. See, when Tony Stark has dreams that feel real, it's usually about everyday things like having a kid. When Batman has when has a dream that feels so real, it's about the end of the world. And unlike any rational person, he doesn't go, "Whoa, what a bad dream." Oh well, life goes on. Yeah, no, I do not agree with that at all. Gaming dry bones. Um, yeah, I think Black Panther's score. I think there are a lot of other MCU scores that are memorable. Even the first Avengers movie, which is done by Silvestri. Freddy Krueger versus Batman says Friday the 13th on YouTube. I'm going Batman. Which is not accounted for yet. Best thing about Batman vs Superman, the end credits, but the non uh, sarcastic smartass answer, the warehouse scene. Friday, Anakin full potential versus the Avengers. The Avengers, because at the end of the day, it's still one guy versus a whole bunch of people. Yeah, I want Ben and Jerry's now. Happy birthday, Gaming Dry Bones. Hope you had a good one before coming on to the stream. Now, I don't get why Strange was like, oh, great, when Tony mentioned Steve Rogers. Because I don't... unless he just has tabs on everything that goes on with the Avengers. I don't know much about Darkseid to answer that who would win Thanos versus Darkseid question. All I do know is that Thanos in Zack Snyder's Justice League sucks. Like, he sucks to a point where he forgot where... Spoilers for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but he found... the anti-life equation on Earth, but it was the only world that he got to feed it on, but then all of a sudden he forgot that it was on Earth the whole time. Like, what the hell is up with that? But I'm sure in the comics, it's Abomination 2008 said it best. Darkseid is a god, while Thanos is a being trying to become one. So I would think Darkseid has the advantage, but in terms of the movies, Thanos. Whoa, Jesus. Yeah, it probably wasn't that long ago that Loki and Thor were just hanging out in New York City. Yeah? The Spidey senses, or the other name that Spider-Man Far From Home uses, which I'm not going to say. And of course, that comment's probably helped by the fact that he's a Watcher informant. I understand why Darkseid in the movie, because they were planning to make future movies, but since the I'm reading this comment as it is. I'm not trying to insult anyone, but Grammarly, guys, Grammarly is your best friend. Use it. Jesus, meaningless lives. So that little red piece of fabric hanging from oh god, what's his name? Black Dwarf, is it? So many people speculating that that had something to do with Captain Marvel, because you know how fans will just theorize over nothing, and guess what? It ended up being nothing. Love that line. Um, oh yeah, the Black Order is very cult like. Something that Gamora and Nebula managed to break away from. So as much as I don't like the fact that his suits are now made from nanotech, that first time we see it is actually pretty sweet. Boom! Of course, Tony comes butting in. Oh, damage control is going to be busy. Oh, I definitely prefer the original armor where it's put on piece by piece than the nanotech armor. I do like how Tony Stark has enough. He has enough common sense to just refer to Peter Parker as kid when he's in the Spider-Man suit. I mean, for me, the nanotech armor, like, really, it seems like more of a cheat to give Tony Stark all these abilities with his Iron Man armor. Like, in that sense, it works out, but I still prefer the old way the armor was put on. Ouch. Yeah, that didn't work out. For Friday the 13th, says plot armor. Literal plot armor. Ouch. You're welcome. Yeah, sorry if I've been pretty quiet. I've just these last two Avengers movies just have me really invested. Huh, so I guess Avengers HQ isn't that far upstate from New York City. Um, Shazam or Captain Marvel, which is a better movie? Um, hmm. To be honest, I'll take. I'll say this since I can't decide. Shazam is more entertaining, um, and probably more fun, but I just find myself more invested in Captain Marvel, to be honest. Which I know I'm in the minority on, but I love Captain Marvel quite a bit. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the way this armor looks. Like, there's some parts about the armor that look, it doesn't look like metal. Um, it looks sort of like plastic in a way. Like the armor in Endgame looked a lot better. Um, yeah, Rise of Skywalker is basically Endgame, but fails in almost every way. The problem with the Rise of Skywalker, and we'll get to this when we do the Skywalker saga, is that it rather than just being the final chapter in this trilogy, it tried to be the final chapter for the entire saga, and that was a huge mistake. It would have been better off if it just like what they did, like what the original idea was for Duel of the Fates, just be the ending to this trilogy. Yeah? Like just wrap up this three-part story rather than try to focus on everything else. Space. You just need that. Play some Rubber Band Man, and we already know who we're being introduced to. Uh, Ethan Ethan Lowe says, well, first of all, welcome. The MCU has build-up. Lots of franchises don't have the patience or character depth to do that. Yeah, and Zack Snyder's DCU movies are a perfect example of that as well. Again, I liked his Justice League surprisingly, but he didn't. They did not have the patience to build everything up, and it's like they wanted to try to rush to Infinity War and Endgame as fast as possible. Um. Oh yeah. TP Productions. Does anyone remember the trailer where Hulk and the other Avengers were marching in Wakanda and Hulk never showed up? Yeah, I remember that. By the way, I love how after Quill asks the Guardians to put on their mean faces, Mantis is practicing her mean face. Um, yeah, I remember that shot in the trailer. It like they really like had you believe that Hulk was going to be in Wakanda kicking all kinds of ass, um, and then nope, that never happens. Which whatever, that's fine. Oh yeah, we never hear Friday until the next movie. One sandwich away from fat. One thing watching these movies, or rewatching these movies now that the Infinity Saga is all done. Um, I with this and Harry Potter, I'm really sad that future generations won't be able to experience these movies the same way, where you had to wait a decade to see the complete story. But man, did it feel rewarding to wait all those years, and not only to see it all play out, but for it to actually be a great ending. Not exactly sure what Mantis was doing right there. Like, was she trying to do a Mantis pose? Or was she just trying to defend her, or just curled up in fear? Hmm. Somebody's jealous. Rocket's expression. It's like, quit embarrassing yourself. Yeah, I know the original like plan for Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet story, where he's trying to please Mistress Death, which I don't know, it's kind of dumb to be honest. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest, like it works fine for the comics, but for movies, not so much. No, no, perfectly. Oh, fuck, what I was gonna say. Um, that's such a perfect phrase. Like all words are made up. Turner Jenkins, are you not caught up? We're near the end. Uh, Thor and Rocket and Groot are about to head off to Nidavellir. to get Stormbreaker. We're at 35 minutes and 14 seconds in. It's like, you better be grateful I don't neuter you, rodent. If Mantis is just like, meanwhile, with the best power couple in comic book movies, like, how is it a damn shame that one of the greatest romances in comic books, Superman and Lois, is so boring and so botched in the DCEU, but the romance between two characters that aren't as popular, Vision and Scarlet Witch, is more believable and natural. How's that line? Man, watching this after finishing WandaVision definitely adds a lot more emotional gravitas to their relationship. Come here. No, don't jump up on tables. Best romantic couple in the MCU, hands down. But I'd argue the best the best couple in comic book movies right now. Like, maybe the best since, geez. Probably, Superman and Lois in the Richard Donner movies. Oh, no, I don't, James Bond 007, I don't think anyone will disagree with you that this movie isn't a masterpiece in the genre. Again, you have to take into consideration that's a masterpiece within the genre of comic book movies. Nick Sheets on Twitch says, "Hi, welcome. Have I seen Superman and Lois? No, I haven't. A lot of people said it's really good. Do I have to watch anything else in the Arrowverse to get it? Because with all the great word of mouth that the show's been getting, I do want to watch it. But I don't know if I want to invest a lot of time in the rest of the Arrowverse. Oh, you think that? Okay, here's something interesting. Who was it? William Clark on YouTube says, I also think that Vision was going to tell her about the house he bought. Do you think that's the case? The thing that Vision was about to tell Wanda before Proxima Midnight and the other one came in and interrupted? Because that would make sense. Oh fuck it! That makes the to grow old in moment even sadder. If I do watch
era, watch the first two seasons and the first two seasons of The Flash.
See, everyone tells me that season 1 of Arrow is terrible, and they say uh, season 2 does a recap to the point where you don't have to waste your time watching it. So who's the other like it's Proxima Midnight, who's the other one? Because I can't remember his name. Yeah. He was waiting for how many times do you think he probably set that up? Like the that walk and just hiding in the shadows before coming on the light. There's Falcon or Sam Wilson. And Natasha Romanoff. Sorry that your movie got delayed again. Give us back our spear. Yeah, that is a fine beard, huh? Even if we're outlaws. Chorus Glaive. Thank you, Spider's Prime. There's those giant behemoth from the first Avengers. Oh, I'm forgetting the actor's name, but I know who you're talking about. The clips I've seen of him, whether it's in Supergirl or Superman Lois, yeah, I'd take him over Henry Cavill. Although again, I don't think like Henry Cavill's not the problem. Why that Superman is so divisive? It's more like the directing and the writing. Um, I have not seen Yeti Giant of the 20th Century. I have not seen Smallville either. Yeah, the stuff I've heard about Smallville, it just doesn't sound like something I'd like. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying Thanos is right. Uh, and like the end result for this world certainly like proves the case, but what works for one world doesn't exactly work for all of them. Oh yeah, another reason why I don't like Darkseid in Zack Snyder's Justice League is because, um, well, there are many reasons. I think he comes across more like Apocalypse in X Men Apocalypse, where he's just so like he's just power hungry for the sake of being power hungry. And in the history lesson scene, all of his dialogue is "Rrr, rrr," like just grunts nonstop, and like he's just not a character. Whereas I don't know. I mean he looks good. He really looks like he was pulled right out of the comics, but he's just generic as hell. Ooh, okay, you're gonna have to do it now, Quill. Oh, we'll get to that line later, Turner Jenkins.
It was originally shot as a nature documentary, but as the show progressed, the research team filming everything started interfering with the characters for their own agendas, turning it into a reality show. What are you talking about? Um. Oh, SpongeBob. Gotcha.
Yeah, that didn't really work out. Oh, it's good to know that the Eternals hasn't been delayed. Um, Black Widow got delayed from May to July, and Shang Chi got delayed from July to September. Um, but yeah, because them going to nowhere. Oh, I have seen clips. T Productions. I have seen clips of Darkseid in not only Superman the animated series but Justice League as well, and I like him a lot better. I mean, I like everything. Again, I like Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I like everything better in the DC animated universe. Um, T production. Oh no, I already said that. So Darkseid didn't get his famous zigzag beams in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh, he does use his Omega lasers once in a hallucination that Cyborg has. Like, I would say this right now. Uh, for anyone who hasn't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League, been out for it's been out for a week. So if you haven't seen it, that's on you. I might make it a point to not spoil movies unless for an entire weekend. Shows are different, but with movies, like you got a weekend to see it before I start talking about spoilers. Darkseid doesn't even fight the Justice League, which I'm sure that was the original. Like that wasn't in Snyder's original version anyway. So in that sense, I can't blame him since they were probably saving him up for later. But I can't just. Why would you put him in the movie if you're? Fuck it, whatever. Ooh, that's not gonna get his attention. He knows what's up. Yeah, y'all fucked. Yeah, nobody's really respecting Quill's chain of command. I still can't get over the fact how good Thanos looks in terms of visual effects characters. All right, good night, Gzilla100. I've not seen Mulan Rise of a Warrior. Yeah, Thanos got the better of y'all. Like the the projection of the collector is just going. Yeah, that the meat. I wonder, is Thor Ragnarok really the most memed MCU movie? Because I think this might be a tie. Zoe Saldana better have gotten. I remember when the movie came out, she got a lot of praise, and I hope people still see that about. I'm sure people still see that about her in this movie. Because Gamora is such a vital part to this movie. Every disapproving father out there. Okay, if we're talking about in terms of memes, yeah, I will say that uh, that Infinity War is the Revenge of the Sith of the MCU. But other than that, this movie blows Revenge of the Sith out of the water. Ooh. It's weird how this movie, like, there's some parts of the movie you can guess that plays out. Like, especially the end when we know that everyone who gets snapped away would is coming back, but it's weird how you still feel something. And there's William Hurt still kind of sleepwalking through this series, or kind of slurring his words. Oh, come on, Razor Bike. Everyone's seen this. Everyone and their mothers has seen this movie. Yeah, I know there's a lot of talk within the Twitch chat about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I didn't like it. Worst major actor in the MCU. We talked about this with Thor Ragnarok in terms of like miscast actors. Um, I would say, I mean, William Hurt is definitely up there, I gotta say. But also Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2. And for anyone thinking that question is a trick to get me to say Brie Larson, no, I will not. I don't know. They all look pretty and actory. This is awkward. My words exactly, Sam. And we already saw his story 2 weeks ago. Best actor in the MCU. Oh God. I'm trying not to. I don't want to say Robert Downey Jr. because that's everyone's go-to answer, which it's true. Um, Brie Larson or Daisy Ridley. I would take Brie Larson. Um, like I actually love Daisy Ridley, but I don't know Brie Larson. Maybe because she's had a longer career than Daisy Ridley, but um, there's that, and also her YouTube channel is just so charming. You hear that music? Yeah, this is. Yeah, the fact that Black Panther came out 2 months before this movie definitely made this movie a lot. Definitely made this moment much more worthy than it could have been. Oh yeah, yeah, Abomination 2008. I do remember when I said that Gina Carano could have made a good Wonder Woman over Gal Gadot, and that was because when you watch Fast and Furious 6, Gal Gadot in that movie, she just seemed so skinny compared to Gina Carano, who had the build for Wonder Woman. But thank God, thank God we got the deal we got, because Gal Gadot ended up being a perfect Wonder Woman, and Gina Carano ended up being a right wing nut job. So yeah, we really we dodged a bullet on that. I have not seen the old Wonder Woman show with Linda Carter, so I really can't say who's better. Don't forget Keeping Up with the Joneses either. Oh yeah, I hate that movie so much, and I thought she was well. I mean, everyone was terrible in that movie, so I can't really blame Gal Gadot. Chris Evans makes me want to grow a full beard sometime. Yeah, I tried growing a beard a couple times, and maybe I just don't have the patience to grow it out as much as Chris Evans. But hmm. Yeah, I just don't think I look as good with a beard.
Um, Nick Sheets on Twitch says, if I were to make a Sonic movie, I would just keep the film in Green Zone. The whole thing will be animated. Sonic would be all grown up, no rivalry with Egg. The rivalry with Eggman will be pre-established, and the story will be about Sonic taking him down while learning more about the world he lives in.
Yeah, that's a much better movie than the generic ass road trip movie they made. Yeah, again, there's something about Tony Stark's suit that just looks like it's rubber. I mean, I still love the rest of this movie, but again, I mean, when he has the helmet on, it looks good. But for some reason, when he doesn't have the helmet on, there's something about the suit that just doesn't look real. And then a year later, Disney would end up buying the studio that made Aliens. Oh, there's the Wilhelm scream. You heard it very briefly, but it was there.
Um, Abomination 2008 asks, Super Mario Brothers movie or Sonic movie? And this is coming from YouTube.
Um, yeah, I honestly, they're both the same to me in the sense like, okay, not really the same, but man, that pose, like that's such an embarrassing pose to die in. Um, anyway, the Super Mario Brothers movie is worse. It's far worse, but it's also never boring, and you're just like, what is happening? And I gotta continue watching it to see what else happens. Sonic is probably the better movie, but it's so generic and so uninspired. Strange is not amused.
So I've seen a review, but it's been a while. What's wrong with Keeping Up with the Morgans? Says Razorbike on YouTube.
Pretty much, it's pretty much the big problem with any comedy. It's just not funny. And really, there's nothing worse than a comedy that tries to be funny but isn't and just comes across as annoying. The new Mario Brothers movie might be decent, says Friday the 13th on YouTube. One can hope. I mean, if what's his name? Not Sakurai, because that's who does Super Smash Brothers and Kirby. Miyamoto. If he's involved with it, then I'm sure it'll be decent. But I don't trust Illumination. And there's the point when that everyone wanted to see. Spider-Man is now an Avenger. It's still awesome to see two of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's creations speaking to each other. Yeah. I have not seen the Leprechaun movies, Abomination 2008. I know Thanos is bigger than humans, but that is a tiny, by comparison, that is a tiny cup or a tiny bowl. Why would you do that? Oh God, Cars 3, Cars 2 or Shrek 3? Oh, shit, I can't decide. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will go with people in the Thanos' right side in saying that he does make a good argument. And not only that, but his arguments have been proven before, especially when we get to find out what happened to uh, Titan. But still, what he's doing is genocide, and I cannot get on board with that. And anyone that says Thanos was right, or sorry everyone, but whoever says Thanos is right, or the Galactic Empire are the heroes, they need to be put on a geek watch list somewhere. Shrek 4, Shrek 3. Shrek 4, hands down. Aside from the MCU movies, what is the better comic book movie sequel? X-Men Days of Future Past. First Class is great, but Days of Future Past, despite the fact that Bryan Singer's a terrible person, that movie's great. Oh, and Logan. Logan, X-Men Days of Future Past are my two picks. There's something about, like, I didn't really care like, Nebula was the villain in Guardians 1, and then the first time I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I didn't really care for her, and I didn't rewatch that movie until leading up to Endgame. So this was a weird moment where I'm like, why am I feeling like uh I feel so bad for Nebula. Um, I have not seen Superman Batman Apocalypse. Um, yeah, that detail of Thanos sitting on the steps. Um, yeah, there's a lot of really great little details to this movie and to Endgame, I'd say. Ugh. I'm still amazed how far Nebula has come since her debut in Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Turner Jenkins, we're an hour and 11 minutes into the movie. Yeah? So no, we are not even close to that part. Are you not watching the movie at all? Out of curiosity. I want to know what that class is like. That elective class is like teaching people to say "I am Groot." That's gotta be an interesting class. Um, Shrek 3 or Shark Tale? Um, I haven't seen Shark Tale since it came out in theaters. And back then I was a dumb kid, so I'll take Shark Tale just based on my memory of it. I've seen Bride of Frankenstein, Friday the 13th, and it's great. Okay, you're just here for the chat. You're not actually watching the movie. Gotcha, Turner Jenkins. Yeah, between Thor Ragnarok and these last two Avengers movies, they really they really turned Thor around. I have not seen the YouTube video Unforgettable. What's your advice, T Productions, or what's the advice you want from me? Paper for class. I know you enjoy. I know you enjoy comic book movies, especially the MCU, and I'm writing a paper for class. I need your advice. I have not played the 2003 Hulk game. I can only imagine it's better than the actual movie. Okay, how do you pronounce this place? Um, it is a beautiful looking movie, even if it's a lot of CG. Nidavellir. Okay, Nidavellir. There you go. Yeah, it's certainly the Ragnarok to Endgame is the best Thor trilogy, better than the actual Thor trilogy. Black Widow or Scarlet Witch? If you had asked me before WandaVision, I would have said Black Widow. But after WandaVision, Scarlet Witch. Hello, Peter Dinklage. I think that's like I think that's a brilliant casting move, to cast Peter Dinklage, but to make him a giant. Um, okay, T Production says, I'm trying to show my professor why comic book movies are the dominant force in Hollywood, and I need you to tell me why some people are attached to them. I'm kind of running out of ideas. Um, let's see. I'm gonna highlight this comment. Um, I'm gonna highlight this comment when and and go through that as we go through the end credits, because if I do it right now, I'm just going to be distracted by giving you my advice and then going and then trying to focus on the movie. Friday the 13th on YouTube says, have you seen I, Frankenstein? It's terrible. I have not, but I do know that movie has the greatest title in Spanish. I have seen Goonies, Abomination, 2008. That Chitauri got his neck snapped. Yeah, the Chitauri feel a lot more menacing. Even though they're not in the movie for very long, they feel more menacing here than they did in the first Avengers. And this movie is so well paced between characters. And it really, like, the main advantage is because all these characters are already well developed. So going in, we already know them, which makes the movie feel a lot smoother. Why do you think it's hard for Hollywood to make good video game movies? Um, the simple answer is you get people who don't know how to make them. And back in the day, video games were kind of a niche thing. Right now, they're more popular, so we're getting better quality video game movies. But the only two I would say are even close to good are Rampage and Detective Pikachu. Yeah, this brief tuffle between brief scuffle between the Avengers and the Guardians. I love the reactions that Doctor Strange has to the dumbest comments.
Remember the Dark Universe?
Oh yeah, I love that that cast photo of the Dark Universe especially. Like they pretty much promised something that never happened. Yes, someone's jealous. Oh, yeah. You have a good night, Turner Jenkins. I like The Mandalorian quite a bit. Yeah, it's a great show. I think collectively, if we're talking about if we're talking about like all the Star Wars stuff that's been made since Disney took the franchise, um, I think collectively it's better than the sequel trilogy. You gotta love Mantis. Like Mantis just has some of the most adorable moments in the background, whether it's practicing her mean face or bouncing up on the Titan's atmosphere or gravity. Um, yeah, collectively, I think the Mandalorian's the best thing that the best Star Wars thing that's come out of it since Disney bought Lucasfilm. But uh, I would take the Last Jedi over the Mandalorian. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah. Jesus. Whew. Like, yeah, just went like there. Yeah, 14 million possible scenarios uh, to fight Thanos, but there's only one in which they win. Anakin lost a hand, Luke lost a hand, Leia lost a Han. Oh yeah, so many great lines from this movie. Oh, this scene. I remember everyone's reaction, including myself. What? Like, I knew the Red Skull, Johann Schmidt, was not dead. I figured he wasn't dead. Um, it's just a matter of where was he going to pop up next. Even if it was a minor role and he's not played by Hugo Weaving. Imagine if Infinity War had a tie-in game. Oh, yeah. That would have been nuts. I mean, it's hard to tell if it was good, but I feel like if the perfect development company made an Avengers game or a movie tie-in game, they should have just done Infinity War and Endgame as one whole game, because there's certainly enough material in both. By the way, TP Productions, when we get to the credits, remind me about your question again, just in case I forget. I have it written down on my phone, but... I like in how it should have ended. Um, like Thanos' sacrifices his chair. I'll take Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides over Dead Men Tell No Tales. Hmm. Oh, it's in that moment you're like, Gamora, run. Because Thanos does love something. Or someone. I don't know what's sadder. Like either like you do you feel sorry for Thanos or do you feel sorry for Gamora being killed? And again, like this Gamora is not coming back. Like she's the Gamora we get in the future is again from another timeline before she met the Guardians. So this Gamora is really dead. Existed since it's random. Uh then does that mean the stones would go with him? Or not, because in that case, then the Avengers, if the stones don't go, then the Avengers would just easily, instantly on the spot, use it to bring everyone back, and probably kill Thanos right then and there. Speaking of the Avengers, okay, now I wonder, the set that they built for the Quinjet, is that, like, did they use that same set for the Guardians ship? They just redressed it? I still can't believe Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us. Huh? Hello, Bucky. Yeah, by 2018, the year both Black Panther and Infinity War came out, his cancer must have been like really severe. But again, the fact that he kept it a secret, and just act like nobody was aware of it is so fuck. It's just such a heavy situation. There's a lot of J.J. Abrams-esque lens flares in this movie. Lens flares. If King Kong versus Frankenstein happened, do you think King Kong versus Godzilla would do you think Kong and Godzilla would still be compared? I don't. Probably not. But it's hard to imagine if the Godzilla series would have continued if that movie had happened. I love how straightforward Natasha is. Yeah. Get this. I don't know if I can do the accents, since I'm white, but I love that. Get this man a shield. Huh. Ooh. William Clark on YouTube says, it still boggles my mind that this whole thing took place in just 2 days. Huh? Yeah. And let's also keep in mind that the Rise of Skywalker also took place in in less than a day, which, yeah, talk about that movie feeling rushed as hell. That look on Rocket's face. Well, shit. What a busy weekend. Yeah. And what's also great about this movie is that, like, there's so many different locations and we follow so many different characters, but everyone's goal is the same. Huh? And there's really no, like, there's really no distractions. Huh? Like, the whole goal of the movie is very straightforward. Huh? Stop Thanos. Huh? Um, get choked by Vader or shocked by Palpatine? Neither. Why is that a choice? Why would anyone pick either? Even though this movie takes place across 2 days, it's amazing how much they can incorporate into the film. Huh? Yeah. It also helps that there were 18 movies prior to this. Huh? Well, he will. Well, yeah, you are gonna have one moment. Um, you're gonna have one of those. The dust part. Yeah, again, it helps that you've had several other movies beforehand, um, to before this movie came out, because like in any other instance, this would have been just too much in one movie. Yeah? But because you had so much build up leading up to it, um, you don't have people saying, "Man, there are too many characters in that movie." You're like, "No, give us more." Ooh, that's the blood they have to spare. Oh, this is a better fight. This is a better. I just realized this is a better interpretation, a better like fight than the the Gungans versus the droids in the Phantom Menace. Hmm. Hmm. Exactly. Razorback, the Apocalypse Now reference. Yeah, that's more like a shield sword hybrid. Yeah, that's the last time we'll ever hear Chadwick Boseman say Wakanda forever. We just were in Wakanda the last movie that was made. Um, we just had a battle in Wakanda, but now instead of a civil war, everyone's united and the Avengers are in the fray. Would you rather get snapped by Thanos or stepped on by Godzilla? Snapped by Thanos because if the Avengers are around, you have a chance of coming back. Because if you get killed by Godzilla, then you're dead. Like, I know Thor's a god, but technically he should be just burnt red um, because of this. Well, he is dirty now, but he's not exactly sunburnt from that, sun. Ooh! Yeah, that knocked him unconscious. Conscience? Knocked him unconscious. All right, Groot, it's time. You gotta put down that video game and start actually doing stuff. Yeah. I like how it works as both an axe and a hammer. Man, Rhodey's just unleashing everything. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, that looks fake. Like just Mark Ruffalo's head popping out of the Hulkbuster armor. But fuck it. This is still an epic scene. Boom. Meanwhile, yeah, I could see how people say that Thanos is pink, but again, That's the color palette for Titan, making him pink. Everywhere else, he's purple. Do I like Dragon Ball? I don't dislike it, but I don't watch it. That shit-eating grin on Quill. Hmm. Yeah, and what again? Going back to Darkseid, this is what makes Thanos such a great villain. Like, other than the fact that he has a personality as opposed to Darkseid, um, his goal is just like, I want to wipe out half of life so the other half can thrive, and then when I'm done, I'm just gonna retire on a farm. That's it. I don't want to rule anyone. Whereas Darkseid's like, I will rule everything. All of existence shall be mine. Bats everywhere. Yeah, so cool to see Spider-Man fighting. I mean, we saw Spider-Man fight alongside, fight Captain America and fight alongside other heroes in Civil War. But again, to see him fight against Thanos with Iron Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Doctor Strange is pretty awesome. Nope. Ooh. Yeah, that's a rip. Yeah, this and Thor Ragnarok are probably the most comic bookish comic book movies out there. And look who else is here. Not quite sure how that shot works, but whatever. And here comes Mantis. They almost had him. And now here comes the moment that pissed everyone off. I still can't get over how good the mocap is for Thanos. Yeah, and Tony Stark would know a thing about lashing out based on emotion. Ugh. I still stand by my defense of Quill. Like, Quill is not a character that acts on logic. He acts on emotion, as we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when he just shot Ego to bits after learning that Ego killed his mom with cancer, or the tumor. And plus, again, like, even if Quill had not acted out, Thanos would have found another way to win this scene right here. Like, you could just, like, 19 movies in, you could do some over-the-top comic book shit like this, and the audience will go, yep, we're cool with it, this is awesome. And not even question it. They was saying, like, say Quill didn't act up. Okay, they could have gotten Thanos right there, but there would have been, he would have found another way around it, because again, Doctor Strange said there's only one outcome in which they win. And if that outcome required Quill lashing out against Thanos, then so be it. And again, you got Rocket Raccoon and Groot on Earth interacting with Captain America and Bucky. Or Steve Rogers, I'm sorry, because he's not Captain America at this point. This moment coming up. And again, because of all the build-up Marvel's, all the work that they've done, and all the goodwill that they've built with audiences, not just fans, but the general public, you can have a moment like that where Groot is on Earth having a conversation with Steve Rogers, and nobody questions it. Yeah, sacrifice and loss is such a big theme of this movie. Yeah? Like, there's that, and then the theme of the next movie is determination. Well, I guess determination's a big theme in both these movies. And what you're willing to give up. The line that everyone used for Captain Marvel when wondering where she's been this whole time. Which, by the way, after what they do with Martian Manhunter in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I don't want to hear shit about people asking where Captain Marvel was during most of the MCU. Maguire or Garfield? If we're talking actors, Andrew Garfield. If we're talking about Spider-Man, Maguire, but Tom Holland's the best one. God, her hair is so red in this and WandaVision. Have I seen Up From the Depths video on Godzilla vs. Kong? Are you talking about the importance of Godzilla vs. Kong? If so, yes, I have. Man, that's not fair. like Black Dwarf and I forget his name again. Corvus Glaive, whatever. Um, yeah, I would have liked if for anyone else, I would have loved to see Hulk actually come out and kick Black Dwarf's ass, or just bust out of the Hulkbuster armor. But I think it's important that Bruce actually gets his own time to shine. um, have I heard of Hagrants? I don't know what that is. If I had to question this the way it's spelled, then clearly not. Incoming. Proxima Midnight just got torn in half, and we saw her get chopped in half right there. Cull Obsidian. Okay, that the giant uh one. Okay, gotcha. I don't know why they renamed him for the movie because they never outside of Ebony Maw, they never mentioned the other Black Order members by name. All right, well that takes care of Wakanda. Now it's just all about cleanup, and now we'll get back to Titan. So awesome to see Doctor Strange like unleash his powers against Thanos. As Thanos just shatters the mirror dimension and turns it into a black hole. Knocked him out so hard that his astro body appeared. Yeah, I don't get that line. Like, I'm not sure how Thanos recognizes Tony Stark. And that line, "You're not the only one cursed with knowledge." I don't quite get that. Sure goes to show you how durable Thanos is. Jesus, Tony's taking a beating. Ooh. That's a pretty nasty wound, but I mean, we did think, uh, everyone did take bets on who was gonna die, um, in this movie. Um, I didn't think Tony Stark was gonna die, but I certainly didn't expect all the original Avengers to survive, which makes sense when you think about it. Oh yeah, people still like. I'm sure the people that probably knew Tony Stark wasn't gonna die. There's still that gasp moment. Oof. Oh, really, Razorbike? That's funny. Yeah, Razorbike on YouTube says the day before I was going to see this with my friends, my mom looked up who died, and her being really concerned about how I would handle it. She didn't tell me who, just to be prepared. Interesting. He said it. He said the word. Yeah, Thor's just going to clean up house right here. Mm. And then just seeing Thanos go to town on everyone. Like, nope. Gonna throw you right into a mountain. Nope. Nope. Take out your wings. Again, uh, I'm so grateful that I waited until the new year to start the MCU watch party, because I don't think that line would hold as much weight without WandaVision giving more context or just adding more to their stories. Yeah, like you joke about Razorback, the Wanda's horribly wrong, no good, bad day thing, but no character in the series has suffered as much as her. Hey, look at those pearly whites on Steve Rogers. Yeah, it's definitely more tragic when we get to her story. Is definitely more tragic when we get to WandaVision. Um, makes me want to binge. It makes me want to binge WandaVision again. Um, After we get through with this week, I just might do that. I know we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier out now, but might want to. Binging WandaVision might actually be good for me, so I can get recapped for my patron reviews because I'm still working on those. And it's like we know that Thanos has the time stone. So this whole plan doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to destroy the Mind Stone, but we still feel something. And Vision's, well, they yeah. This isn't the last we've seen of Vision, though. Taste the rainbow. I like how the Mind Stone just grew all of a sudden, since it occupies the biggest slot. Boom. Ooh. Okay. One more dark side jab. Darkseid took an axe from the god of war, Ares, and is bleeding all over the place and collapsed. Um, and he took an axe in the shoulder. Yeah, they did that. Meanwhile, Thanos took an axe from in the chest from the god of thunder and walked it off. So I think that point it's clear who's the best in terms of movies. Who's better? Yeah, Thor should have went for the head, but this will lead up to what becomes of him in the next movie. This is going to be me if and when I become a tour guide at the Universal Studios tour. Did you become a tour guide? Yes. What did it cost? Everything. This is not time to laugh. This is not a funny moment. This is a tragic moment. What am I doing? Yeah. Thanos walked it off, huh? Yeah, Thor could have saved the day. He could have gotten revenge for the death of Heimdall. He could have stopped it all, but no. Now I know that this sequence, it's like everyone knows that these characters are coming back. Um, but I think what makes this moment work so well is that it's like we the audience know they're coming back, sure, but the characters don't. As far as the characters are concerned, these people are actually dead. And because Marvel's done such a great job of getting us invested in this world, we feel like we're in there with them. Like adolescent Groot right there. And it seems like Wanda's just more at peace with that moment. Yeah, there goes Mantis. There goes Drax. And later that year in 2018, we'd see Chris Pratt in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Strange is like, oh god, I hope this all works out. Yeah. If someone dies on your watch, that's on you. But if you die, I feel like that's on me. Um, yeah, those words from Spider-Man: Homecoming really came back to bite Tony in the ass. Like again, we know they're coming back, but again, shit. And also, like, the main interest of the next movie is to see how they come back. Oh, there's that scarecrow in the lower right. Yeah, again, Thanos didn't want to rule the world. Like, he wanted to do what he thought was best for the universe, and he just wanted to go be a farmer afterwards. And his story's done there. And then the credits, they're just as bare bones as can be. No creative like designs for them. No flashy graphics. Just a black screen. Yeah, this movie's still. I still think Endgame's a better movie because this is certain. Well, Thanos is definitely a big focus, and it's his movie at the end of the day. Um, I feel like this movie's more. It's more driven by action than characters, which is one of the reasons why I love Endgame more. Yeah, I'd say out of all the non Thanos outside of Josh Brolin, Zoe Saldana was the big MVP of this movie. Yeah, yeah, Zoe Saldana, Elizabeth Olsen, Chris Hemsworth. It still blows my mind that Bradley Cooper voices Rocket Raccoon. And it confuses me why they put Chris Pratt at the very end of the credits when listing the cast. Well, outside of those people, but I don't know. I don't know what made Chris Pratt so special. Yeah, still a gut punch ending. Um. All right, that does it for. Well, I mean, we have the stinger to get to. But to go back to what T Productions asked, why comic book movies are the dominant force in Hollywood. I would say it's for the same reasons why westerns were so dominant in the 50s. Um, like they're the biggest money makers. Um, they deliver such a great fantastical escapism more than most other movies. Um, and in the case of the MCU particular, um, it's the closest that any franchise, for me, has come to being the next Star Wars. Even as much as I love The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and The Last Jedi, um, Star Wars isn't even on the same level as the MCU is now. Um, and again, with the MCU in particular, like there's so much you have to admire about the world building, the time that they take to develop these movies, grow the characters, figure out what works and what doesn't. Like again, with I've said this with Thor several times. People didn't really care about Thor that much with his solo movies up until Thor Ragnarok. And I really do feel that as much as I love Captain Marvel, they're going to do the same thing with Carol Danvers. They're going to turn her around and make people like her. Like, yeah, they'll really turn that character around. And much like with Captain America, I'll be in the back when people suddenly say, wow, Captain Marvel's cool. I'll be in the back going, I told you. And if that day never comes, then I'll admit when I'm wrong. Just like I admitted I was wrong when I thought Zack Snyder's Justice League was gonna suck. But that's my opinion on like for your paper. I would it sounds like your T Productions. It sounds like what your professor is asking is more like an opinion piece. So I would just go with what you think of why you think comic book movies are the dominant force in Hollywood. But I would probably stick to the MCU more than anything, because it is the most successful. Like it, and also like again with the world building and the time they took to like build up this franchise and these stories, they also established trust in the audience. It's like, oh, these movies are interconnected. We like them, so what comes next? And I think that, and I think the biggest example of that was 2014 with the Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy, because by that point, the MCU still kind of relied on Iron Man. But thanks to Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy, those movies just proved that, yeah, the series can survive without Tony Stark. And Black Panther and Captain Marvel proved that these movies can be billion-dollar successes without the help of Robert Downey Jr.
The only movie Marvel made that I can think of that comes close to the same level of quality as the MCU is Into the Spider-Verse. Abso-fucking-lutely. This comes from Nick Sheets on Twitch. I completely agree with you. For me, Spider-Verse and Logan, almost said Loki, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Logan are the only two movies that I feel like, you know what, I'll throw in Deadpool and X-Men Days of Future Past as well. Those are the only non-MCU movies that come close to being to the same level as the MCU. But anyway, as we wait for the credits to continue playing, I'll just give the wrap-up. Thank you for joining me on my live watch party for Avengers Infinity War. We'll be back Thursday for the epic conclusion in Avengers Endgame. Yeah, if you follow me on Twitch but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is my main hub of entertainment. I'm going to be posting up my review for Cinderella tomorrow. Yesterday I posted a video of the history of both King Kong and Godzilla and how we got to Godzilla versus Kong. Silverberry328 on Twitch says those films are so fucking good. Holy shit. Yes, they are.
And yeah, YouTube is where I mainly post content. If you're subscribed to YouTube but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/realmrrobinson. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This Saturday, I'll be completing Injustice Gods Among Us. And Sunday, I'll be mainly playing Pokemon Sword, but just as a way to try to sync up and set up my Switch so I can stream from there, not just my PS4. But I might switch to some other games in the midstream, just to kind of test everything out. If you like what I'm doing financially, you want to help. If you like what I'm doing with both channels, you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/therealmrrobinson and pledge any amount of money. If you pledge to the $3 tier, you get exclusive access to bonus content. And if we reach a certain goal of money per month, then I'll start doing exclusive streams on Twitch every other week of movie watch parties once we're done with the Star Wars Skywalker saga and the Harry Potter movies. Because once the Harry Potter series is done, I'm not going to be doing any more watch parties on YouTube. Sorry to say that. But if you can't support financially, that's totally fine. Following me on Twitch and subscribing to me on YouTube are definitely well appreciated.
Nick Sheet says, have you heard they had huge plans for Spider-Man? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what they do with him. Oh yeah, we haven't seen these two since Age of Ultron. Oh yeah, this is all one take here. If it's not one take, then they did some very fancy editing to give you the impression that it's one take. Remember what your friend said back in the 90s about emergencies only? Now might be the good time to bust that out. They just... No, it's the one take. Okay, William Clark. Yeah. There you go.
Nick Sheets on Twitch says, now that Cap, Tony, and Natasha are done, it's time for Spidey to carry on their legacy.
Yeah, I mean, when I did my spoiler review for Endgame, I said to myself, the big key players from this point on would be Spider-Man, Peter Parker, T'Challa, Stephen Strange, and Carol Danvers. But since we now no longer have Chadwick Boseman, like it's gonna be, I think it's those three: Peter Parker, Stephen Strange, and Carol Danvers. And then whoever more heroes we get later down the line, like I think Wanda could be a big important role. And we'll see what happens later in the future. But anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Tune in this Thursday for Avengers Endgame, 3 hours long, the longest watch party I will do. And until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you